how's it going out there, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great day. Thanks for tuning in to the channel. I'm your host, Cash. This is Weekly Recap. Let's talk about it real quick. I'm going to break down my week of operating this semi-truck in the United States for one calendar week. And I'll tell you all about it. I'll tell you why I did what I did, why I did the loads I did, and how it all shook out for me. I'll go over the variable costs, and we'll do it that way. Sorry, fighting light here. All right, let's talk about it. So I went to Florida. Yeah, went to Florida this week. I know a lot of you guys are going to be curious about um, the dedicated run I was doing. I love that dedicated run, but could not get backhauls out of Fargo for nothing. I mean, hell, I was like, hell, I'd take something for like couple bucks, just something. And I mean, there was just nothing to be had out of there back to Minneapolis. It's kind of two cities that are close together, but they don't share a lot of commerce apparently. Or some carriers got that locked down real tight. I think one time in my career, I've picked up a load out of Fargo that was going back to the Twin Cities that actually shook out and was a decent load. So, not good. So what I did is, I'm in Fargo and they called me the company I'm leased on to. Another thing there, I'm leased on to an 80-20 split reefer carrier. I don't talk about the carrier I'm leased to. It does me no good to discuss their business and my business in that manner. So, find you a good carrier to lease on to would be my suggestion. Now, we just couldn't find another. So they called me and they said, hey, here's the deal. We're not being able to find nothing. You can come back all the way empty and pick up your your Monday delivery stuff and stay on the dedicated run. And, or option two, you can go to Florida with a banger load we got that's like 200 miles away. Now, here's the thing. If this was 10 to 15 years in the future and things go as planned for the next 10 to 15 years, I would have just ran that back empty and said, let's just do it empty. You find me one. If you can find me one, I'll look for something out of Fargo. But at the end of the day, to me, it's worth just staying on the dedicated run. I'm not in that financial position. Okay. I made a lot of bad decisions in my 20s and my 30s, and I'm playing catch up at this point. Okay. I'll be honest with you. Okay. So the deal is I need to make money. Like I love that dedicated run. It's super simple, but if I run it back empty, it's like $2 a mile, all miles. I can do better than that, with my company and their loads. So, I wasn't crazy about going to Florida, but they told me, hey, we've already got it all planned out for you. You're not going down there on a blind faith. We've got a load coming back. Very interesting load I did out of there. That'll be on next week. So make sure you're subscribed and you ring that bell because you definitely want to know about that load. That load had ties to Yellow Freight. So we'll talk about that more next week. Very interesting setup. But the load going down, they called me about was one pick, 4 drops. Excuse me, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 drops. 1 Alabama, 2 Georgia, and then all the way to Miami. Yeah, all the way to Miami. It was a long ride, let me tell you. So let's break that load down. We'll talk about it. That load was temperature wise, I didn't write that down. Where's my pen? I always like to write that down. That load was 28 degrees. It was a mixed load. Very weird. It had some stuff that was supposed to have been at 15 degrees in it, mixed with stuff that was 28 degrees. I'm usually not a fan of stuff like that, but hey, if everybody's in agreement, the brokers, the customers, that the trailer's going to be ran at 28 degrees, and everything else was pad wrapped to keep it cooler. But I said, hey, let's do it. So that load was 28 degrees, 24,000 pounds. Like I said, 1 Alabama, 2 Georgia. I literally went from Georgia all the way to Miami with like 600, 800 pounds in the trailer. 2 pallets in the trailer, lightweight stuff too. So great fuel economy on this week right here. Just unbelievable fuel economy. So That was 197 empty miles, 1877 on the loaded miles. 1877. Whoo! That's the longest run I've done in a while. Um, that made it 2,074 all miles, and that load paid $6,400. So that's why I did it. When they called me and said, "Hey, we got something paying $6,400," I'm like, I'm probably going to take that no matter where it's going from Minneapolis, because if you kind of measure out the country, Florida is about as far as I can get, and that's still good money for $6,400, in my opinion. So I did that load. That load took quite a while, though. That was like started on a Friday, finaled out on a Wednesday, I think. A lot of time in that load, just because basically it takes 2 days to get down to Alabama. 1,100 miles to Alabama. So that was like Friday to Monday, and then got to Alabama off Monday. Got one Georgia off Monday, and then had to get a Tuesday delivery in Georgia, southern Georgia, and then Wednesday morning got offloaded down in Miami. Yeah. So, yeah, not bad, not bad. And then the load coming out Florida was a little north. Well, not a little. It was north of Miami. It was more up toward like the middle of the, top middle of the state. And so that one, I needed something to get up to that. So I took a load from Miami area up there, and that was the second load of the week, and that was 96 empty miles, 126 loaded miles, 222 total miles on that load, and it was Florida. It paid $600. 34,000 pounds. I want to say it was like 34 degrees on that one, right above where stuff would freeze at, because I was a little concerned. The broker told me -10 on that load. So I show up in the Florida heat with a trailer that's been running for 2 hours, trying to get it down to -10, or at least, down to negative temperatures. And what the hell? I show up and the damn thing's 34 degrees, man. I was so mad. I was like, why do they do that? It's almost like they do it just to add insult to injury. We got you on a low rate, and oh yeah, by the way, ha ha, we got you to cool a trailer to -10 in the Florida heat in August for no reason. You get there and the customer's like, yeah, that don't need to be on -10. It needs to be on like 35. And I was like, that dirty dog. I was like, and it even had a range. It was like start and stop. It was like 34 to 40 degrees. And I was like, what a bunch of bastards, But hey, the broker was probably from, wherever. I don't know where they were from. Barely could understand them on that one. And so, yeah, they probably didn't understand the difference between -10 and 34 and continuous and start and stop. So, whatever. Little shorty load, $600. That's about my minimum to put a load on the trailer. I got to be honest with you. That loaded one afternoon, and it literally came off the next morning. I picked that load up, and then I went like 6 miles down the road, shut down, and got up the next morning and drove the 120 miles before the delivery. So very simple, very easy. But yeah, that's 600. That's about my minimum to haul a load. Because anything less than that, and I'm like, is it worth the risk, of breaking down with a load on the trailer? I mean, and what does it cost me to run 222 miles empty? You know what I mean? So 600 is kind of my minimum. I don't know what you guys, but you should have a number in your head when you talk about loads. Like, what's the minimum you haul a load for? Mine's about 600. I don't care if it's going 1 mile. 1 mile. I need at least like $500-600. I'm thinking 600 is probably kind of my minimum, because the company gets their cut. I got to put in reefer fuel. I got truck fuel. You know what I mean? Like, it's all this starts adding up on me. Given my cut of that's what, 480, and then probably put pick it up in the afternoon, deliver it in the morning, maybe $50 in reefer fuel at the most. Now we're down to $430. 200 and something miles, 50 cents a mile, $100 in diesel. You see what I'm saying there? At some point, it's just like, it's not even worth putting on the trailer. It's not worth it. But I did that one. That was a 6-day total run in that. That went, that was pretty much empty Thursday morning. Picked up on Friday afternoon. I didn't get loaded until like 9 o'clock at night. So it was a Friday afternoon / Friday night to Thursday morning week right here is what I'm talking about. $7,000 total revenue for the week. $5,600 is my 80% to the truck, my company. All miles, 2,296 all miles, 293 empty miles. That's probably about 12, 13% deadhead. Quite a bit of deadhead for the week there. Just is what it is, 2003 loaded miles. That brings it out to $3.05 a mile. All miles, 503. Oh, those were the days. 305 all miles, excuse me. My 80% of that's 244 a mile, and we were making 349 a loaded mile. So, ching, 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 ching. Now, given, got to keep in context. Next week will start off in Florida. So, I'm not trying to sit here and, give you this thing, where somebody tells you, oh, I make great money this week, and then you find out they went to Miami, without telling you, oh, well, here's the thing. Yeah, I made $3 a mile this week. I'm going to make $1 a mile next week. Good luck. I'm not going to do you that way. I'm not here to make friends on this. I'm not here to impress you. This is not bragging. This is not complaining. This is just what it is. Okay. And if you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. I always tell people, but if you do watch it and you like it, smash a like button. Let YouTube know you liked it. That's the only way they know. Watch the entire video and leave a comment and thumbs up. That's the only way YouTube knows you liked it. So then we come over here to my cost, my variable cost. Now at the end, you will hear me say this is the money left to do what I have to do with. And that is where you need to go in and plug in some numbers. Your fixed cost, your truck payments, your insurance, your, whatever. So let's talk about my variable cost for the week. $870 in diesel. Like I said, I got great fuel economy for the week. No idling, I'm zero breezing it. I got it set up over here and loving that thing. If you ain't got one yet, get one off of my link in my community post because they might still have that deal running where it's $100 off. You can hook it up to your truck batteries and run it off your inverter if you got an inverter. So go ahead and get one for the sales off, $100 off. I spent $117 in reefer fuel. Was more reefer fuel for the week than I thought, but multi-stop is always hard on it because you sit there, with the doors open and whatnot, and then the nitwit broker telling me, -10 when it was really supposed to have been 34 degrees. Therefore, always double check your paperwork and ask your customer because your broker may be a brain dead idiot. Just a possibility. I ain't saying they all are. She was a nice lady, but a lot of air in between them ears, if you know what I'm saying. $36 on DEF fluid, $39 on parking. Yeah, parking. Hit me 2 nights in a row on parking, but I've said it time and time again. If it's where I need to be and it sets me up right, then I'll pay for it. But boy, let me tell you, that $5.95 truck stop down there got me for $26. That's an expensive parking spot. $63 in tolls. I did take some Florida toll roads down there. It is what it is. And then we come over here and say it was $1,125 in total variable cost. Bring over my $5,600. That my 80%, the $5,600 minus the $1,125 leaves me $4,475. I put $500 of that into the maintenance account. That leaves me $3,975 left to do what I have to do with. Fuel cost for the week, 38 cents a mile fuel cost for the week. That ES Advantage card, look down there in the links below. I bought all my fuel on that particular week. I think I might have got reefer fuel off of Mudflap down at Busy Bee there in Florida, that little Ambest stop. So I did that one day, but other than that, my truck fuels came from the ES Advantage card, getting that fuel at Love's, getting those free showers at Love's, loving that. And yeah, just great fuel mileage, it's what I'm all about. Profits. It's a damn good profit for the week right there, let me tell you. So that's what it is, guys. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. If you made it this far, you definitely should smash that like button for me. If you want more trucking content, become a subscriber. I much appreciate it. Take care of each other out there. Remember, people are more important than trucking. How do I stay cool when recording videos? Well, I just simply set up my zero breeze. Super simple setup. Blows cold air right on me. It's kicking ass right now. Love it. If you want to try to get one of these for yourself, go down, click the link below. Use my link when you shop. I get a little piece of the action, and you can enjoy a zero breeze like I do.